Yo, yo, y'all ready? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Uh, hello. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. I don't know what Jules is. Now this is her topic, but I don't know what she did or where she is. Oh, we got the pink lipstick on today.
Yeah. Come on,
I
man.
see. It's the
Come on,
yeah.
baby.
Look at that. Look at Webby. You in the dark? You okay?
Baby, you tired?
She look like it. All right, let's
Baby, you
do it.
tired?
It's
Yeah.
official.
Two,
It's
three.
We here for a particular reason. Time to put the piece of care. That reason is it's time for the 418.
What it is, what it ain't, and what it do. I know it's been a long time, but this is what you've been waiting for. That's right. We back, man. The full 180 convo. Took the summer off, and now we back full throttle, ready to give it to you just like it T.I. is. In case you didn't know, I am Mr. DJ TRKY as Y. And I'll tell you, uh, and this here is called the full 180, man. The full 180 is basically a concept in order to make individuals better as people, better in relationships, and better thinking and processing capabilities. We're trying to build better Black homes, better mothers and fathers, and as well as significant others, spouses, whatever the case. We just like to give you our own twist of just certain things that you talk about or you should talk about in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Communication, they say, is key. So this is what we do. We have conversation. And I would dare not to ever do it without by myself. I do it with a team. And a team is what it is, man. First up, it's none other than she all the way back. All the way back. She's got I tell you what, you can tell I'm out of practice because it's like everything don't work now. But it goes all the way back. This young lady here has got her license. She's ready to put you on the couch and get into your head and ask you, well, why you think that? Well, what you thinking about? Now, when she laid back and cross her arms and her legs, she's gonna dig a little deeper. But when she's not digging deep, she's always at somewhere. And it's time to get some of y'all know it's AP. And I ain't talking about assistant pre-K. These licenses to give you all the Webster Dictionary words in the world, I promise you. In these streets, they call her Lisa. But when we out kicking it, it's a little wavy, you heard me? Miss Alexandria, Byway Waco. No, what's happening, man? What's happening?
Greetings.
Greetings, Earthlings. What's been going on with the LLPC? Give us three things that's been good with you.
Today?
No, just anytime over the summer or whatever.
Oh, I'm amongst the living.
Amen.
Put me on the spot.
All right, give me one more thing.
God is good.
Hey, look, I'll take that. Let's run with it. Man, it was definitely good to see you on this living side instead of the other side for sure. So, yep. And again, we have a poet and didn't know it. When I tell you he is officially U.S. Black history, he has made history. If you don't know about the organization behind every door, I'm going to introduce you to the CEO. Not only is he the president, he's also the client. Because when I tell you that boy get out there and work out, that boy get out there and work out. But what I tell you, man, he's all about giving back to these people. I love him. We are tied 3 different ways. We got the same mama, didn't even know it. So, and if you told us different, we wouldn't know. But this brother right here is none other. Put some respect on his name, Mr. Darion Lewis, aka.
Come on, man. R&B 24,
What you
baby. R&B 24, baby. You know what I mean? You got to put a smile on their face. You know
Put
what
a
I'm saying?
smile on their face, man. Look, this is the only time where I tell you doing a workout, and we're gonna R&B only a workout, and just it probably the next one we have, man. So D, for those people who don't like, I know you, right? Give them a little bit of background, let them know what you do behind. the organization behind every door, and then a couple of your other accolades, please, sir.
Great. But first and foremost, humbled to be back. Um, I think with all that's happening, you can't take it lightly to be on this side. You know what I mean? So for sure humbled by that. But behind every door, faith-based nonprofit committed to building pathways of hope for people in our neighborhood. Tend to be neighborhoods that are, underserved. So get an opportunity to lead an organization that's helping the community in a major way, um, and bringing in community development and allowing people to live into the fullness of what God created them to be. A part of that is, in short, connecting people to health and wellness through our facility. There are a number of things we do, but we've teamed up with some fun groups here and created a real vibe around working out quarterly. So community workout with DJ Tricky is on the ones and twos, and it'd be a whole entire vibe. Webby, he told me you were coming last time, so I was really looking for you, but
Sorry.
maybe he made that up. But
I
needs to
No,
will.
no,
say,
no.
huh?
She had some. She had a community service event.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. But nah, man, I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy to be able to just jump back in with y'all. Missed y'all, so glad to be here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely glad to see everybody back. Holding it down, man. I'm glad again. I'm glad to see y'all on this side amongst the living. I do hope all your families are doing well, man. Let's run through it. I don't know where the our final piece of jury is, but she should be on the way. But a couple of things I want to go past you. Look, man, if you didn't know, it's going down this Saturday, the HBCU Alumni Mixer and Day Party, September 21st. Of course, me, be on the ones and twos, all the way from G State, the Grambling State University. And then my homeboy DJ Tree was all the way from Prairie View A&M. We'll be holding it down in the mix, man. Hey, we'll just come out, have a good time, network, meet some people. It'll be some Greeks out. So I mean, we're just gonna make it a real big fun party or a mixer before the actual game, which is September 28th. Safer Classic, PV versus Grambling. You know what it is. It ain't the game. It's always the halftime show. So yeah, man, we just thought we'd put something together just to get everybody prepared. I'm pretty sure everybody coming in town. Shout out to Who That Nation. Came down here and ran through these Cowboys. I'm sorry. I had to say it. I had to say it. I'm just saying, those who feel some type of way. Mom, you okay? Don't call me. You'll be okay. You'll be all right. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I just like, because they was thick too. Like I had a watch party and a date and an after party. And boy, Lord, I was amazed by people that showed up. So, but I appreciate everybody coming out for sure. Look, man, if you haven't came out and kicked it with me on Thursday, it's R&B bingo. Yep. What is it? It is not your grandmother's regular bingo. We do it with music. You have to know the artist. We do 2 games, 80s and 90s in the 2000s. $10 for 1 card, $20 for 2. You can leave with $100 in your pocket. I think you like them eyes. I know I would. We do it every Thursday. First game normally typically starts between 8:30 and 8:45. We try to get through the games, and then we got karaoke to go on. Drink specials all day, man. So come out, come hang out with me. Get your pregame on Thursdays. We do that. Let's see what else is popping. Something Lil Webby brought to my attention, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. So this Friday, man. This Friday, we lost a great. We lost a whole lot of greats. James Earl Jones. Of course, this man here, Mr. Frankie Beverly. It will never be another white party without him. It was somebody else, and I know Webby know who it is that passed away. I can't think on top of my head. Say it again.
Tito Jackson.
Yep, Tito Jackson passed away. So one of the Jackson boys. Who else?
Rich Homie Quan.
Yeah, that would hurt. B King.
B King.
Oh, like, dude. Yeah, I mean, he just like following me. I don't understand. But with that being said, man, Webby brought something to my attention. I thought this would be cool. So this Friday is Feel Good Friday. I do it every Friday. It's the after work party, but this is gonna be special. We're gonna call this the National White for Frankie Feel Good Friday. That's right. You don't have to wear all white. Wear something white. But we're gonna do it for Mr. Frankie Beverly for all the years that he done brought you all the good music, the best white parties you ever been to. Let's not forget the Essence Festival. If you've been, and you know he was always going to be there, man. So we want to give him his flowers. Not necessarily we gave it to him. I'm pretty sure I know we gave it to him while he was alive, but also want to be able to make sure even the younger generation understands how of an icon this gentleman really is when it comes to the birth of music. I mean, soul music, R&B music, the whole nine. So if you don't know Frankie Beverly, man, I don't know where you been, living underneath a rock. But this Friday, we're going to do it for him. So wear something white. Either we're all white or something white. We're going to get cracking about 8 o'clock. So we'll go from 8 to 12. So, please come out, come enjoy the vibes and see what's going on. And there she go. Now, look, I'm going to tell y'all. Now, everybody cannot have a piece of jewelry that sits on the shelf. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm talking about a real good piece of jewelry. This jewelry you can't even buy. You know what I'm talking about? This jewelry got real edges. I mean, look at the edges. They always just slick back. She ain't got on pink today. I mean, when she walk in the room, the jewelry just devours, And look, y'all got the same color lipstick on today, too. I like that. But this is none other than our girl, than our homie. She's a homie. One day she's gonna be somebody homie level friend. But we call her no other. We call her Jules. But today I'm gonna call her, tell me if I get it right, the Love Song Energy. Yeah, she is now the Love Song Energy. She has flipped the script.
Yeah.
Look, I can't find this. Look. So, I appreciate my fine piece of jewelry. I'm glad nobody can purchase it. Jules, what's been I play too much. Jules, what's been cracking?
Man, life has been grand.
I see.
Your girl is coming off the shelf soon. So life has been grand.
Off the shelf? Go. Well, don't give us too much. Just give us a little more detail. What is elaborate? What does that mean, coming off the shelf?
Oh, you're to be coming, to be announced soon.
To be announced soon. Oh, I'm scared. TBD, to be announced. Oh, well, yes. Okay. Well, it's official, man. Hey, how the kiddos?
And kids are doing great, thriving, growing, moving, keeping me busy, wearing me out.
Wendy about to be a empty nest in a minute.
Woo!
Hers is on her way. On her
what
way.
You gonna do it yourself, Webby?
Go to California, be on the beach with a 2-piece. Did I say
that
right?
I join you.
What is that?
I need a babysitter.
Ooh, okay. Well, yeah, y'all coming out the shelf for real. Okay, well, cool. I ain't mad. Well, good. The crew is back. So I'm glad to see y'all. So let's just jump into it. I know it's been a minute. Oh, and everyone who's joining, look, let me make sure I do this. Look, if you have not joined the show,
I'm gonna grab me a chair. Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead. All right, so what you see on your screen is a QR code. When you scan that QR code, it'll take you directly to our YouTube page where you can actually get all the notifications. You can actually find out. You can follow us on Instagram at D4180 Convo. And then if you have a topic that you want us to talk about, then you can also email us at the 4180 Convo at gmail.com. And then I'll take the topic, bring it to them, and we'll do our best to discuss it. Again, none of our mouths are prayer books. This is not saying that we are giving you the A1 advice, or they say, everybody don't have the wisdom. Now, but what we're using some of our own transgressions, things that we went through, things that we've learned. I can speak for me, who has went through therapy and learned some things and still on their healing journey, because as Webby say, the healing journey don't stop. It's a must. It continues. So, but you gotta be indicative to the process. But we use those things to give you what I call another side of the story. Not necessarily the glass half empty or the glass full, half full. Is that it's empty? Let's pour back into it, and then let's go further to fill up or pour where we need to be, and then pour back into it later on. That's my analogy of how I look at it. So again, I want to make sure that disclaimer is definitely out there. But today, I hope you was able to scan the QR code. But today, since D said it and Jules put it out there, I figured, hey, why not talk about it? You know, we've been talking about this word devour for a long time, right? So I thought about let's have some fun. Let's figure out what it is. What do men/women want? Do they want to be seduced? Do they want to be desired? Or do you want to be devoured? I had to do it like that, you know, just give it the what's the name T. Well, I had to do that. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it, Lou. Don't do it. Don't do it. But yeah, so y'all have to mind us, like if y'all could read our text, it'd be a whole different ballgame. And one day you'll be able to see it live in living color. I promise you. So Jules, I want you to give us the background into this, and then let's get to it.
Well, you know, y'all always messing with me, my words and everything again. I just, wanted to, make it a topic. That's all. And I think, like men and women have different views on what they consider to be like being desired versus what women consider to be as what's being desired is, and, what we want. My perception of desire, being seduced, being devoured is kind of a level kind of thing in a relationship or a situationship or whatever it is with your significant person. I think that women and men both want it. Just, what does it look like? Like, how do you define desire? For me, I define it as, a lot of times I seek when I want to be desired from somebody, I'm looking at how they talk to me, how they treat me, how they care for me, things like that. When it comes to being like seduced, like I feel like that's kind of premeditated. You're intentionally trying to make me want what you have to offer, and then basically being desired is just being consumed within that. So that's basically the idea of the desires being seduced and being devoured concept that I was thinking about. So y'all tell me about it. What do y'all think from a guy perspective? What is it to be desired? What does it mean to be desired? What does that look like for you guys?
So D, before you answer, Webby, you got one of the definitions? I looked at one of them.
Yeah, I have desired. It says strongly wished for or intended. Seduced is enticed into sexual activity. And devoured.
Hello.
Oh wait, that's the food version. Hold on.
It's all the same.
Well, I mean,
okay, so it says need quickly and eagerly to be totally absorbed by a powerful feeling.
To be absorbed. So like a paper towel be absorbed, just dried up.
Soaked up.
Swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up?
I'm not doing it with you. Not today. I'm not doing it.
Just swallowed
So let's just start with the first one.
Okay.
Let's just start with the first one. Let's talk about desire. Like, what does desire look like in a relationship or in a courting or whatever? I don't know. Y'all want to say relationship?
Yeah.
Come on, dude.
Oh, yeah. I mean, desire is just really I think in its simplest form without overcomplicating it, making that person feel like you want them. You know what I mean? You go, I mean, are you saying like when you ask this question just as a follow-up, like are you asking practical, like in practical terms? Or are you
Yeah,
asking kind
like
of
in practical terms, what does that look like?
like
Um,
so for me, I mean, I'm listening
first,
to you.
do you want
Yeah.
to be desired?
As a man, do we want to be desired?
Yes, as a man, do you want to be desired?
Yeah, we want to be desired. You know what I mean? I think we want to be wanted. I think we want to be desired. We don't want somebody that just like that's just with us for just to be with us. You know what I'm saying? You want somebody that's going to actually want you and feel like they just gotta have you. You know what I mean? And um, I think it is women have already this major influence over us. Like a woman could say, like, meaning if a woman be like, "Oh, you look good in that," like, and she just tell him he look good in that, more than likely, a brother gonna probably wear that.
Word up. Word up.
Multiple
Word.
case, like multiple occasions. Or if she say, "I really like when you do this," da 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 da. I think the greatest fulfillment of a man is knowing that his efforts are paying off in a way to where she is absolutely happy and pleased with him, but also but it triggers a deeper desire for her to want you in a way that she don't feel like she can live without you.
Hmm. So I'm going to piggyback on that, but I'm gonna go another way. It is an appreciation, but it's almost like, and because I knew I was going to forget this, uh, and this wasn't mine, but somebody said something that made a whole lot of sense. It's almost like the person that you want to see you the most in everything. So my thing is, when I say desire, when I say desire, I want you to desire me. I'm really saying that I want you to want me. I want you to want me when you pissed off at me. I want you to want me the same way you wanted me the other day, even though you're not really on good terms with me. I want you to want me if I'm out of town. I want you to have that same desire to like, man, babe, I miss you. Like, man, I just want to hear your voice. Babe, I just want to talk to you. But my whole thing is when you desire and want me, the major part in my mind, it needs to be consistent. It can't be 2, 3 days and then you fall out. Within 2, 3 days and you fall out. To me, that's not desiring me. That's playing with me. That doesn't mean you want me. That means that either I'm creating some type of benefit for you, or it's you like the idea of being around me. So, and you are right. What you said first, men and women both want this. Now, my question to you, ladies, and please be honest, do you think men are, do you think this word desired, or let's use the word wanted, do you think that is something that is done successfully when it comes to relationships by women in a consistent manner?
Wherever.
Hey, look, while y'all deliberate on that, can I throw a little caveat in there as well?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Look, man, let me just be real direct about this. I need you to touch me, okay? I need you to touch me. I need you to make me feel like I'm like the best man you've ever had. I need you. I need you to touch me. I need you to um, make me feel like, if you will, it's funny, but just to make me feel like I'm your protector and your boyfriend at the same time. You know what I'm saying? I don't care whatever title we get into.
Husband,
I,
crush,
yeah, you're
Yes.
it's like
fantasy.
you remember when
Yes.
we were kids and like it was just that puppy love kind of feel. Like
Hmm.
you had that crush and you were writing them letters. See, I don't know if y'all was writing
Mm,
letters, but y'all was
yeah.
writing them letters. You was like
You
thinking
had to
about, and
fold
then
them up.
so I remember you would fold them up, and you
Yeah.
remember the letters used to be like what class I'm in,
Mm,
what I'm thinking about, what song come to mind, da 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 da. Like it was just
right.
dang, like to get like it was one thing to write that letter for it was an experience writing that letter, but it was a whole nother experience receiving that letter. You know what I mean? And
On your
you know what I'm
passing
saying?
period.
Right. You know what I'm saying? A man loves when he feels chose. Like, and you know, we always look at that as a negative thing, like, you know, players get chose and all that stuff, man. No, we grow. Like uh men love to although players do get chose. But needless to say, the reality is it's more or less like a man feels really like empowered when he is chose by his woman in a way that um she's just present and she's pursuing him. She lets him know what she wants and she lets him know that often that she wants him, you know, if you will.
Mhm. Do you
And she
feel like
touches him.
do you feel do you feel like that is like that kind of begets the other? Like your desire, our desire for you creates more desire for us.
I think it's
I
collaborative
think it's
more
the other
than
way around.
I think it's collaborative more than it is transactional. Right.
Okay.
We've made so many things transactional, in my opinion, like or conditional, if you will, to say I only do this if you make me feel a certain way versus
No,
Hmm.
actually
that's not
Hmm.
what I
no.
mean.
Okay,
Hmm.
clear up what you mean. I'm sorry.
But that's what we do. But that's exactly what we do.
No. I'm not necessarily. I think that if you have to have some initial desire, period, with
Oh,
a person,
absolutely.
you know.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
if your desire is if you desire someone and you show that desire and you display the desire in a way that they can receive it well, then it's hard for, I think, like if you show it to me, then sometimes it's hard for me not to naturally return it.
Well, it's I think you got to confront that though. You got to confront like what's holding you back. One of the greatest challenges in being desired is are you ready to receive that or not?
Yeah.
And it's like a person can desire you, want you, tell you how beautiful you are, treat you like you're a queen. But if in the back of your mind you can't trust it because of what happened prior to you, then it has more
Mm.
to do with you than it has to do with that person. And the issue
Mm.
is we don't take ownership and our inability to actually trust that good is actually good.
Sure. That's a good point. Very,
Mm.
very good point. Very good point. Um, I'm sorry. I forgot what your question was.
Oh,
Um,
I was saying, do you think when we doing the design? So as women, I'm just asking, as women, do you think you do a very do you think as women, not y'all, but women as a whole, is that something that is done successfully all the time? Without the condition of, well, if he can give this to me, I'll give this to you.
so I think that I can't ask for everybody for all women.
No,
But I
I was
can
trying to
say
speak it.
based on based on me, I think that I do a really good job at showing desire and expressing my desire for a guy or whatever. Because I think that it's important for him to feel wanted. Kind of like piggybacking on what Dee was saying, that it makes him feel like a man, and I
Yeah.
feel like you get such a better response when you just be honest and say, hey, you just walk past me and I just want to chase you, kind of
Come
thing.
on.
But
Come on. Hello.
so it's like
Yeah.
that. I think that's why I was saying that, sometimes if you express that desire and you're open and you're honest about the desire that you have for your person, then and y'all have trust. You should have trust. If you don't have trust, you probably need a person. But
Well, I think I'm sorry. Go for it.
but I think for me that I don't have an issue with, whether I show desire or not, because it's kind of easy for me to do because I'm very verbal.
Mm. Do you touch?
Wait,
I would hope so.
but
You
it depends on your person. Like I'm a touchy person, so I absolutely like I'm one of those people that want to be all the way up on you, snuggled in your neck, all of that, So I like to feel you, close to me. I will touch
Amen.
all over.
I think you preaching.
Hold
You
on,
should
hold
play her
on.
theme music. You should
No,
play
no,
her
we're
theme
really gonna
music.
find out. We're really gonna find out. So even in the moment where you're upset with me, you still want to be all over me?
I think that I think
Oh,
no,
uh-oh.
I
Here we
think
go.
personally, I think that if it's your person, like it don't matter how tough the stuff is that's going on the outside and the noise, and we human, we make mistakes, we misjudge, or we can be sometimes brass with each other. I think that you have to immediately rectify those issues so they don't roll into stuff. But if it's something we can't squash or whatever in the moment, it's just like, man, we need to table this for tomorrow when we're not so hot or so angry. I'm still that person. I feel like I'm that person that's just like, okay, just come back to bed. We'll be fine. We'll talk about it tomorrow or whatever. Because one little issue should not break the foundation of your relationship. You may need to table it longer because of the level of frustration that it creates. But at the end of the day, y'all are supposed to be together. You know what I'm saying? And you have to figure out a good path to stay on the same track. Whatever that is, if we need to time out, or hey, today is not the day for us to go into this depth, but let's put it tomorrow at lunchtime when we have no interruptions and we're not exhausted or whatever it is, so that you can come back and revisit that topic, not to let it go, but just not right now, or hash it out. And don't go to bed mad, hash it out. If you got to get to it, don't leave the room, don't go nowhere. We're going to sit here, until we get past it.
Listen.
And then come on, let me get my cuddling.
That's what Jay-Z said.
Sometimes, no. What Uncle Shay Shay say? Listen, sometimes you don't need to talk. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just need to look at each other and understand what needs to happen in that moment.
Wavy, go ahead, Wavy, what's your thoughts?
Yeah.
Shout out to Uncle Shay Shay.
Y'all must hear what I said.
What you say?
I heard you.
I apologize. No, what you say?
Moaning in the background.
Yeah.
That's the only thing you should be saying.
No, sir. D. So in my world, bro, if that's all you really good at, I'm gonna tell you right off, I'm cheating on you. Because that ain't gonna be enough for me. I'm cheating on you.
Listen, bro. That don't mean that's all you good at. All I'm saying, listen, bro. That doesn't mean
in the context of the way that you said that, if that's all you're doing, I'm cheating on you.
Oh, no. Obviously, we're gonna get through things. We're gonna get through things, but we need to get to some things while we're getting through some things.
Well, let's get through it so I can enjoy more. Because I just ain't
trying to.
But sometimes it makes the conversation easier to have because you're not angry. You got a little bit of adrenaline going and a little bit of that. them
Little
endorphins
growl.
going and you happy and and so the conversation can be a lot more pleasant. I
Yeah,
get what
Little
you're saying,
growl.
dude.
Little growl every now and then.
no. The way to go ahead.
What was the question? I'm like, Jules.
What?
So
No, I want you. I want you. No, just answer the question. No, we want to know. So you speak from a generalization, if you can. What about how we spoke about desire for a man? What is the desire for a woman?
Oh, okay. You changed it.
You did.
Well, yeah, you already answered because I said, is that something that women think they do consistently? But yeah, I had a follow up question, but Webby hasn't had a chance to speak, so I want to make sure she get a chance to speak.
So the question, if I heard you correctly, is do women and men want to be desired?
No, do women desire the thing about wanting a man? Is that done by a woman successfully, consistently? That's what I said.
Yes, I think for the most part women do. I just think unfortunately in this current climate it has been greatly discouraged against.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Agree.
It's a lot of unfortunately make sure he loves you more than you love him. Get what you can get out of him, and
Mm-hmm.
they've somehow it has shifted to the game is no longer to desire your man, it's to take. And that movement has definitely come from a lot of scorned women, unfortunately. I mean, we've all been hurt before, and it's unfortunate that those individuals have not gotten another chance at love or second or third chance or wherever they are in their life. So, but I think for the most part, to answer your question, yes, there are women who still desire their man. If they don't get caught up in societal norms now, that's not cool to desire your dude.
Okay.
Um,
I like that. I
Or
like
I
that.
think that I think to piggyback on what Webby was saying, you know, we live in this climate now is also about, dudes getting what they want out of a woman and not really um um being men. I don't know how to say that. They just being bums, you know. They want to move from their
Ouch.
mama couch. They want to move from their mama couch to your couch, and that don't work. So
Nah, no, that's a two-way street.
Mm,
That is definitely a two-way street. So, question. What up, Mrs.
mm.
Stella, Tiffany Casey? What's happening? She says, how long does desire last? And is desire usually only in the beginning of getting to know someone?
it should
Yeah,
last forever.
Well, I think it comes in
man.
waves.
I'm listening. Come on, talk to me.
Um, just like I think that goes kind of like with when you like your spouse or a partner, significant other, wherever y'all are in that process. You love them,
Mm-hmm.
but that doesn't mean you like them every day. We're not gonna sit here and lie and say that we like our people every single day. That's not true. Um, but I think the intensity of the desire comes in waves. I don't think the desire just goes away, but I think when things are tough, that doesn't mean that I still don't desire you. That doesn't have that hasn't changed, but I think the level of intensity can waver. It can have possibility.
That is a possibility. I think sometimes I'm gonna speak from a dude. Well, it's probably go both ways too, but I'm gonna speak for a dude. I think sometimes we get comfortable, right? What I mean by comfortable, you know this person ain't going nowhere. So then you get caught up in just like, oh well, it just ain't there no more, or you really half-ass do it. You don't do it to the fullest as what you used to. And then to go what you said when you said it goes in waves. I don't know. I guess when you say that, I think if I say I love you and go back to what Jules said, this is my person, then now that I'm mad at you, now I'm like, oh, well, forget you. That's what this climate teaches. Oh, well, you didn't do what I wanted you to do? Oh, okay, well, don't worry about it. I can go about my business. I can do something else. But then these are the same people who walk around and say they want to be in a whole marriage. I'm just like, how does your mind think that and believe that, but then not understand that you can't switch it up all the time. Like there has to be some type of consistency. And look, what you said, I agree with. I'm not gonna like you every day. I'm not expecting you to like me every day. I'll tell anybody, I'm gonna disappoint you. I don't know how, but I'm gonna do it. I know I'm gonna do it. But what I ask or what I want for us is not to be so dive too much into the disappointment. Let's know this is disappointment, then let's fucking figure out how we really gonna work the resolution. But our climate, we shut down, we don't talk, or we go up to other places and have conversations and not necessarily talk. Or when you do have a conversation, as Jules said, uh, either emotions, feelings are everywhere, and we're in an irrational state. So you're really not listening. So I mean, I think we need to learn how to not take ourselves out the game so quickly. Like if you want to be in the game, be in the game.
Fact.
I-
I'm sorry.
Go deep.
So, Webby, would it be fair to say that instead of desiring, like, saying with the understanding, like, hey, you don't like the person all the time, right? But you may love them, and that's the through line, right? Would it also be fair to say that desire doesn't go away, but just what is desired may change, if you will,
I can
right?
rock with you.
Like people desire different things in different seasons. There might be a season where you want to knock boots, right? You want to be all over each other, right? But then there might be a season where you just really want rest and you want to be, but you're like, you're great in each other's presence. And because you're not as knocking boots like you were in a different season, doesn't mean that something's wrong with your relationship. It's just what you guys desire in that season. You know what I'm saying?
But I think that should be communicated. I'm sorry, I'm not interrupting. I'm just
Right.
answering the question.
No,
Should
I
that be
think
communicated?
Yeah, I think you got
But
to
you're in a
always
different
stay.
season right now.
I think communication rules the nation, but I also think in addition to that um you are actually observing it as well, right? You feel the season just as much as see it. You know what I mean? And you might be in a season that your spouse or significant other may not be in. And that's when communication is really key. Like if work is intensified for you in a way the way you may be coming home, you might leave the house with 80 or 60 and coming home on E, like, and you're trying to get recharged, but maybe you don't have in this season because of what's happening. You just don't have something. You know what I mean? You're trying to find it, but you just don't have it. Well, as that other spouse, do you get in your feelings or do you try to help out? Right? Or do you try to like figure out a best way of serving that person, right? Beyond your frustrations of what's not happening. Like, can you still show that you desire to help them even when they don't have much to give? You know what I'm saying? Because of whatever the season may be. So I think that as you start to think about desire and like what can you desire somebody consistently, I would say yes. But I just think you got to also be mindful that desires change in different, like over time as well. Not saying that you won't ever get back to a certain thing or you won't progress to a new thing, but you got to be able to weather the storm or just weather the seasons where desires may have shifted.
Kev on stage said that. He said as his wife started changing, he had to be able to love what he was loving at that moment. And then when she changed, he had to be able to love that what was adapted. But he said what helped him is that she always communicated with him like, well, this is what I feel like where I'm at right now. So then he would ask clarifying questions like, what's this is, what it is. So then he would try to figure out, okay, so is this what you're needing from me? But this is what I was doing at this point. But now that you're saying you're transitioning in this moment, what do you need from me? And she was able to
Yeah.
articulate it. I think we don't necessarily articulate it. We don't articulate it in a rational sense. We articulate it in an emotional sense. So it does not always come out correct,
Translate.
or the other part, translate, or it comes off like, okay, what is wrong? Like, why are
Yeah.
you acting like this? So,
Well, I think the elephant in the room too, DJ Tricky, is our insecurity, right? When desires change, it just means that they changed. It doesn't mean that they don't want you anymore.
Right. That's what I wanted to say. It's just like there's not a point in the relationship where I don't want you. Like I could be mad at you. You could have really mucked something up, and don't mean I don't want you. It just means that, you mucked it up. That's it. And we can move forward from it. We can work on it, but it doesn't mean that I don't want you or I don't desire you. I feel like desire should always exist in a relationship for it to be, to have, it's kind of like the glue. It's that I want you, and I'm gonna do whatever it is because I want you. You know what I mean?
Right.
When it comes to like seduction or being devoured, now that's a whole nother thing. That can come and go in seasons, I think. Because for me, desire is it's more mental and in the heart than it is physical. You know what I mean? It's going to show itself physical, but I desired you before I touched you, before I said anything, before anything else happened. It was already in my head that I wanted you. So when it comes to things being desired, that's not something that I just turn on and off to me,
So, Jules, let me ask you, so even in the moments that he mucked those up, do you ever think the way we talk to that person, that's where they're getting that, like, you talking to me like I'm some side nigga on the street?
But see, that's where desire comes in, because desire is going to talk to you differently. It's going to care for you differently. It's going to touch you differently. Desire has its own, way of doing things. And a lot of times when you desire somebody, you're going to try to love it. You know what I mean? You're going to try to show love to it, appreciate it in every way, form, or fashion. When you desire something, and that I think desire leads to seduction. That's what I'm talking about. Like, you're trying to convince somebody to want what you want. You know what I mean? And it is intentional. You're premeditated in that action. Like, I am going to pursue this person. I'm going to turn them on with this. I'm going to sweeten them with this. I'm going to love on them with this. I'm going to, whatever this is, whatever that is. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't always have to be physical, but it's an intentional luring.
Yeah, that's good. Well, I think, Jules, too, that you said for you, and I don't know if this is true about every woman, but you were mentioning as to it's more of a mind deal. Like, for us as men, that's where we differ. It is very well physical. Absolutely. Like, there is a physical component, but we eventually get to the mind and how you think and how you talk, but your image and what you look like is just a thing. It's a physical thing. We're like physical beings, if you will.
I think it's natural.
But
that's the nature, nature of man.
But would it be fair to say? Would it be? I'm sorry. Go for it.
No. Go ahead. Be fair to say.
Would it be fair to say, Jules, that if a man can stimulate you mentally, he has a greater chance of devouring you or being devoured versus if he's just physically attracted?
Absolutely.
Has that always been the case?
For me, it's always been the case. Like, you could be fine. You can be fine. And I may want to touch, but I probably won't like to devour me. You got to go have a little bit more there for me. Because then it's like, you got to be in my head before anything else.
So what is
So
the key? Can we dig deeper? Like, what is
yeah, 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 yeah. I
how
got
do
a
we know
question.
that?
What?
I want to, how do we know we're in your head? How will he know that?
Because you'll see the desire come out. Like,
How?
yeah, you'll see the desire come out. I think that's what anybody, like when you have a conversation with somebody and you can sometimes tell when people become starry-eyed. You know what I mean? In a sense, like when, you see them intrigued with you or you're intrigued with them, you can see when a woman wants you.
I don't know.
Like
Yeah,
when
because
she,
some
the
Is
of
it
way
as
that she
obvious as you
talks
think
to
it
you,
is?
like the way I think it is, like the way she talks to you, or she, slightly touches you in certain places, how she
Okay.
communicates with you.
You got
oh,
to make this
so if you talk,
elementary, Jules.
yeah, so if you
Okay.
talking to me crazy, that means you still starry eyed. Yeah,
No,
no.
no, 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 no.
'Cause
Um,
now, I know you said you, but I'm talking about in our current climate. In our
so
current climate,
what you need to be looking at is
how do
the
you know that?
personality types. Like if you are attracted to somebody that's fiery, that's always go hard in the paint or whatever. And so when y'all have frequent arguments or whatever that is, because it probably arouses that person or intrigues that person. Like some people like to be combative, some people like the argument. It makes them feel like you're fighting for them. And that's just maybe how they've been trained in their previous relationship. You just got to understand your person, like who you're dealing with. That's why I say it's important to be inside somebody's head or to know.
Well,
I'll be,
Hold on,
you
hold
go
good?
on.
for it. No, treat
Oh,
DJ Tricky.
I'll be the first to say if you gave me a choice to either be in your head or in your phone, I want to be in your phone. Cause see, yeah, some of them file cabinets be open all at the same time, and we trying to figure out, well, what are you thinking about? Because it's such a mess in here. Like, what's going on? And it just be like, okay, I don't want to be in your head. And then what I was going to say earlier when she said that, somebody you have to look at the person. It's like, but sometimes our actions don't match what our words say. So you can't always go by what they say, how they talk, because your actions don't match. And I think if you are this desired person or you desire a person, then even in the midst of conflict, there should still be an action, or there should be something that gives off, hey, I still want you. Like, I ain't gonna throw you to the curb and that like that. So, you be like, okay, so what do you do about that? So yeah, even though people,
Did I have the
yeah,
silent expectation? I'm
huh?
sorry.
Go ahead,
I'm
what's
sorry.
up?
I didn't know I was no, I was unmuted. But I was just saying, like, everybody communicates differently. If that's been y'all love language and y'all dance, then you got to kind of step back. And if you don't want it to be that way, communicate that. And if that's the way it is, then you got to see why. Like,
Ju-
Why we're trying to find out why is that you don't. It's a bit like Tiffany said in the beginning. You don't know if you're talking to the representative or the CEO.
uh,
You
yeah,
don't. Just like when you
you
said,
don't.
how do you know you in a woman's head or when she gets starry eyed? We don't know that. And then nowadays in the current climate that we live in now, it's the educated woman. So it's kind of like women have thrived, of course. I love it, but getting into a woman's head, doing all that, it's
not hard.
yeah. Sometimes it is hard. You have to be, unless you're with somebody who is going to allow you to do that. So what my thing is, this is what I mean by allow, that you're going, when I ask questions, that you're going to be able to answer them truthfully, that you're going to be able to dig deeper. See, your conversation, if it's just on the surface, then nah, we're not getting anywhere. So I'm gonna ask the question again. Let's dig a little deeper. Like D just said, when you said breaking down elementary, let's dig a little deeper. Let's find out what it really is, and not giving that off the cuff, or how people only know half the scripture and they only give you part of the scripture. Well, read the rest of it, bro. Like if you're trying to make sense of it, read the rest of the scripture. Quick, just give me the part that you want to use.
Well, and I think it's on topic too, if you will, like to say, hey, like, how do I know that you desire me off the strength of our vibe? Like, especially around communication and conversation.
I'm not laughing at you, D. Somebody Tiffany said being in her phone doesn't mean you're the only one in the phone.
For sure.
That's so facts. So
That's the same
facts.
thing about being in her head, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean you're the only one in your head.
That's true
It's
too, though. That's true too, though. Like,
in front of you right now.
I feel like the ways that women show desire is through their actions, like how intently they listen to you. You know, if they're laughing at your jokes, if you're funny, because some people don't laugh if it's not funny, but they're into you. I'm just saying, but they're into you. They compliment you. They say they're interested. They tell you. They touch you. They engage you. They invite you out. Um they gleam, or you can see the joy that they have when they're in your presence. You know, they can't stop smiling at you, or you know, you walk in a room, they light up. You know what I mean? I mean, there's a lot of little different things. I just think you have to, if it for me, I'm probably more verbal. I don't know. I'm verbal and physical, because I will show up for you. I will touch you. I will play with you. You know, I will tease you. I would do all kind of little things just to say that I'm interested. But I will also make it clear that, hey, I really like you. You know, and I will give you. You know, oh, I will stand up close on you and be like, oh, you smell amazing, or whatever it is. If I really like you, I'm gonna go in and just say, so you see that there's no miscommunication, that I desire you.
Until I mess something up, then what?
It ain't about messing nothing up. And honestly, especially in the beginning, it shouldn't be too much mess up. It should be just learning, you know, what can you mess up when you just, unless
I'm
you
just
just
saying that.
you're not being consistent. If you're not being consistent, I feel like when you don't show up for me, my desire lessens. You know, if you don't show up for me, you're not there for me, you don't fight hard for me, you know, then my desire lessens. But in the way my desire is, like, you got to be a fighter for me out the gate. You know, that's something that attracts me to a man, is that he's there, that he shows up for me, that he is consistent. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm a damsel in distress, roll up night, that's what I need in my life, and that's what I want. So that's what I desire. And not if that person does those things, shows up for me. If I just need somebody to talk to, and they can, you know, really, you know, talk through some things with me I mean, not without it being super sexual or anything, can have a real serious conversation, to a business conversation, to a spiritual conversation, to whatever this is, then it's easier for me to desire him, because I feel like I can communicate with him on different levels.
So
So
elaborate when you show up. Webby jump. I mean, Webby, you
please
good?
help me, Webby. Please help me, Webby.
No, but I want you to elaborate. You said something so let's try to put. Let's do our best collectively to put a definition to show up. Not necessarily your own personal, but let's try to put a definition, or let's use some characteristics of when we say a person showing up for you. Because we use it, but sometimes it's not always, it doesn't come across like what is showing up for you. And I'm only saying this because there's times where you, in your head, you think that you showed up, but then that person tells you didn't show up. So let's try to use some characteristics to put together a definition of what show up really means. What does show up really mean?
Show up is different for everybody, though. Like, what's important to me? What's important to me?
Okay,
And identifying those things. Like, okay, let me give you an example.
Because I was gonna say well, it's so up selfish. Because by what you said, I'm going by what you said.
Selfish.
Showing up. Well, I'm going by what you said. Showing up for me is showing up a selfish thing.
No, it's an attractive thing. I think
It
it's more or
is.
less it's when somebody show up for you, especially when you didn't necessarily expect them to, or you knew that they actually made a conscious choice to be there when they actually could have been somewhere else. It's just an
Mm-hmm.
attractive thing. You know what I mean? You know, like if you go grab some food, right?
Mm-hmm.
And although the person might not say they hungry, which our women like to say, I'm not hungry. I don't want nothing. But you go into that place and y'all been to that place on more than one occasion, or you know that they like
They
something
go
specific from that place. You pick it up anyway, although they said they didn't want it, right? And you just say, here you go, sweetheart.
Yeah.
And when you walk in the house with that bag of food,
Right.
you know,
Like I
you
said that early
showed
on,
up.
and I think in our conversations, is like, if you know I had a long day and I ain't thought about no food, I ain't told you I ate or nothing. And when I get home, there's a food waiting for me, or you call me and say I'm rolling up with a hug, a kiss, and a plate.
And some meat.
Oh
And
my
here's
God.
what's crazy. Like, or you just be like, yo, like, you know, babe, you're on the phone, that individual with your spouse or significant other. I haven't been able to eat all day because work has been crazy. And
Yeah.
then DoorDash show up with some food for you, or something shows up unexpected, right? You know, if they didn't steal your food, that's a whole nother conversation for another day.
Oh
But
my
yeah, needless to say, they doing that these days. Terrible.
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
I agree with all of that.
and all that sounds good in the current climate. That is not what it's actually being done. It's not. It is a selfish
So
act. It is what you can do for me. Whitney just said it. She
I got a
just said that
question.
in our climate is what we live in a climate of what you can do for me. So what
I got
we
a
said
question.
sounds good, but is like relevant today. Go ahead.
Okay, my question is, um, do you think that women think that men need to feel desired?
No. And I say that only because majority of the time, even when a dude likes a woman, it's the man chasing the woman. So I do you one better. I do you one better. When to go with, do you think a woman should earn her man, or should a man earn his woman? Mm-hmm.
I don't
Mm-hmm.
think that
Mm-hmm. Oh, now you're running. No, no, no.
I'm
Be
not
direct.
running. I'm not running. Well, I don't
Be
want to
direct.
say that. I don't want to be harsh when I say
Mm. Say it. It's fine. It's okay.
I feel like when you're dating somebody,
Mhm.
there's no such thing as earned.
Why you say
Like,
that?
because it's either you're going to give yourself or you're not going to give yourself. Like, you can't earn it. You can't pay for it. You can work for it in a sense, but you know, right, D, love isn't earned. It is given
I didn't say
freely.
love. I
I'm
didn't
just
say
saying,
love.
a relationship, your man isn't earned. Like, there's nothing I can do that would be enough value for a person. There is nothing you can do or pay that is enough value for me. Like, you have to, there is so many other components that go into that. Yes.
No. D. No. You don't even get to love when you first meet somebody, bro. Get off there.
I'm
I'm
just
talking about.
saying. But
Do
you,
you
if you,
put in? So let me put it this way. Do you put in the work in order? Because you say this is your person, right? Are you really putting in the work in order to keep that person? Because majority of the time, they're on the retrospect, and I'm just let's just say dating. A dude has to show attentiveness. He had to show intention. I have to call, sometimes it goes back and forth, but I have to show you that what my intentions are. I have to show you what my intentions are. I have to show you. I have to not only tell you, but my actions have to match what I say. Just case in point, some men there's instances where if a man say, "Oh well, you don't ever have to pump your gas," right? So you may meet one that always pump your gas. So then every time you go, so whether you're driving or not driving, right? They're pumping your gas. So then said dude and you happen to break up. Now you meet somebody else and he ain't pumping your gas. Does that turn you off or do that turn you on?
Turn you off, of course. Like if you come from somebody that pump your gas, and then you're gonna be like,
so that man,
I'm gonna be like, can you pump my gas
by showing you certain things about him that gets you to like him, and eventually you begin to desire him because of what he's shown you in his earning of you, right? And then after that,
it's just who he is.
Then eventually you get to the love part, but you don't start there. You do not start there. You cannot tell me. I don't know what he said. I'm not looking at it. But yeah, so that's my question. Like, do we really put in the effort? Well, I take earn off of it, since you said that. Who really puts in the effort to get the other person's attention? Would you say women or men? You're on mute. I can't hear you.
I'm going to say this. For me, it took me a while to realize that men wanted to be desired. I always viewed it as men like to be seduced,
Wow.
And
No, I'm saying, wow, that's cool.
Oh, okay. So that's my perception of that. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't always realize that men wanted that, but I know they want to be seduced too, but they want to be desired as well. And that's why I said desire is so much more. It's more about, okay, D, I'm gonna need you to stop texting. You distracted my thought process. But I've always, I didn't really come to that understanding until later on, and men wanting to be seduced was something easy. You know what I mean? Put on some lipstick, put on a pretty dress, put on some heels, whatever, dress up cute, talk soft, whatever. And, you could seduce them. And it's, that's something that I think we are trained as little girls to do, not necessarily to desire a man. Because sometimes desiring a man can, get us in trouble because we are not really. I think the idea of desiring is, we want a man, but we're not going to go out and seek a man in a sense. But we will, once he's within our, our web or whatever, seduce him a little. You know what I mean? To get devoured in that sense, or to devour him, or whatever that feeling is.
It's attention gathering. It's if I see you in this house, whatever, whatnot, then you got my attention. So now I'm like, let me go over here and find out who she is. Let me go ask some questions. Let me go talk. So yeah, I agree with you. It's attention gathering when you're out and about. So I can dig that. I was gonna say something, but D put that on there. I was like, dude. I talked about what I was gonna say to what you was gonna say, now. Oh man. But yeah, we still play that. It's I don't think. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Now, what's funny to go with what you said, Jules. Now men are called sassy because now they want to be considered instead of like they want to be considered. Like I want you to consider my feelings. I want you to consider how I feel about something. I want you to consider, well, maybe I wanted this. And a lot of dudes are becoming, quote unquote, as they say in these streets, sassy, because now they're forming And some of us didn't even know what considered was until a woman gave us that consideration. Like, well, hey, baby, I'm gonna do this because I considered you was tired when you got home. It wasn't. Some of us didn't get that. Some of us still don't get that. We're not considered. It's like, well, you're supposed to do that. Like, let's use taking out trash just to be shits and giggles. So if your dude come home tired, I wish I could take a poll of how many women would gather the trash and take it out. I really want to take a poll to find out. Oh my God, to the freak. Y'all done. I'm not gonna play with y'all. Doing too much. But yeah, it's a lot of things within it. D, chill out, bro. Oh man, like I done missed the whole what's the name? All right. So, and of course, I believe after you get to the desire part, as you said, the seducing and being devoured, that comes after that. After that whole thing or mind concept or mind connection of, hey, she really want me. Like she, hands down, at the end of the day, she don't want nobody else but me. All she want is me to come home. She don't want nothing else. If you make a church well, whatever. All right, man. Time for the 2-minute drill.
Agree with that, D. If you make her do manual labor that men typically do, she ain't gonna want to devour you. She gonna be like, I'm tired. I'm gonna go back.
That depends on the woman, but okay. Say what you want. But look, this is the 2-minute drill. This is when you get your last 2 minutes. Say, let's go ahead and start with Jules. So she brought the topic to us. Very good, homie. I appreciate you.
Always. But my 2 minutes is, if you don't desire your person, you might want to find you another
one. Like that. That's just to the point. Lil Webby. You're on mute, Shaq.
I think we have to be mindful when the desire may shift or the need may shift. It doesn't mean that that the person doesn't desire you. It just means that they desire either more of you or different or something different from you in that season. And we have to be mindful of those changes.
Thank you, ma'am. I'm going to say you're desiring and wanting somebody, let it be consistent in season and out of season. Reassure them that is still the goal and what you're wanting. Because sometimes we get caught up, we get complacent. And then we forget about, hey, I still let the person know I want them. So yeah, even in the midst of trouble, hey, continue to show them that you want them. Don't get complacent. All right, poet. Yeah, just come on, man. You still on mute.
So Rick James said,
are we quoting Rick James right now? My God.
He said, fire
in
and
the
desire. Feeling good to you. You turned on my fire. Basically, just go check out Fire and Desire by Rick James. And it'll be really informative, and read the lyrics because it's very informative as to when we start talking about desire. And
we are talking about Rick James. Come on,
hey,
boy. Give me these 2 cents, sir. Sir, give me how these 2 cents.
2 minutes. 2 minutes. Willingness is the key to all of this, in my opinion.
Yes,
are you willing to communicate? Are you willing to seek the best for one another, even when they can't give you their best? Are you willing to stay present in the moment, even in times where you don't feel safe? Are you willing to be honest and weather the storm and weather the seasons, no matter who wants to devour you or who you want to devour? Can you stay true to desiring what's ultimately been connected to you to desire without being distracted by what wants to devour you. So I think this is a hell of a topic. I think thank you, Jules, for your thoughts on this, and your challenge to us to consider this. So yeah.
All right, D. Well, don't take us before the Lord, brother.
Fire and desire.
No, not that Lord, the real one. Come on, man.
I'm so sorry. All right, I'm sorry, y'all. This is good. All right, so God, you know our hearts, you know our minds. And God, we thank you so much just for you being who you are. God, thank you for the opportunity to smile. Thank you for the opportunity to laugh. Thank you for the opportunity just to engage in conversation and challenge each other on just perspective, but more or less, God, just give you the glory and just us being in community with one another, loving each other well. God, we pray, God, where people are tired, where the day has been really tough, God, that you will renew their strength, that you will renew their energy, and that God, you will give them rest, and that although there's a plethora of responsibilities and a plethora of things to get done, and we probably all have work to do after even after this call, God, Holy Spirit, discern in us rest. Let us not negate rest and taking care of the temple that you've given us and really truly desire the best for ourselves as we also desire the best for each other. Thank you for desiring us because you said in your word that we love because you first loved us. And thank you for bringing us all back tonight. I look forward to what's next on this podcast. And let there be a 180 in the life of somebody as a result of this conversation. In your son Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Think we believe in God because He believes in us, man. Look, on behalf of everybody on the show, hey man, it is good to see y'all on this side. I love each one of y'all, and I know God about to do something real big in each one of our lives. So I'm the biggest cheerleader of these three. So please understand that, regardless of what goes on. Look, man, we hope you enjoyed the show. Hope you took something from the show. Maybe you can go have a conversation. That's right. Put your cell phone down and have a conversation. Talk about it. Talk about something that may be going on that you need to talk about. There's an elephant in the room. Let's deal with it. So because that's what the 4180 is truly all about. Look, until next Tuesday, man. We'll be right here. Hey, next Tuesday we're gonna talk about the attachment and avoid. Waiting this on you. So I'm gonna let her have it.
Come on.
But we'll do it right here again, 7:30 every Tuesday, right here on the 4180. Look, I gotta leave with the legendary. Let's go. Brother one and only, Mr. Frankie Beverly. Tops.